What's up, y'all? It's Monday again already, so it's Tools of the Week episode 4. And to start off, we'll review the tools from last week. I'll tell you what I think about them, using them this week, and I pretty much used them on every job I could. And I'll give you an overview of everything. We'll just start with these little snap-on cutters. There's a part number. They've got that. They're a pretty big pair with a decent amount of offset. You know, I like them. The only thing I don't really like is I've been using them for a while and they're still really stiff. So it's kind of hit or miss with these. It's like sometimes you get some and they'll loosen up quick, and then sometimes it takes forever to get them to loosen up. But they cut great, plenty of leverage. They have a decent size to them, and I could definitely recommend these to anyone. Like I said, that's the part number. I would go with these before I went with some of the smaller ones. The smaller ones, I don't think they really have much use. Maybe in whatever you're doing, something different, but in automotive, I think a good big pair of cutters is the way to go. Alright, next, these little Matco mid-length 1/4 inch metric impact sockets that I don't know the part number for because it's not on the rail anymore. You know, these work great. I used them a good bit. Only real complaint I have is they don't mark these very well. You know, it shows up okay on camera, but if you're just looking at them from a distance, sometimes it's not a very good marking. And whenever you get any of these Matco sockets, like the actual Matco ones and not the ADV, the numbers already look pretty worn right when you get them. So they don't last very long. Anyway, decent set. You know, one of the few people that actually have the mid-length 1/4 inch drives impacts, but I really like those. It's a good socket. The snap-on Milwaukee, yeah, you get all you Milwaukee guys. I have a fit if I call that a snap-on. Milwaukee, the M18 1/2 inch mid torque. I think this is my favorite power tool. It's a toss-up between these two, but you know, and there's one other power tool, but this is a great. As far as Milwaukee goes, I think this is their best tool. I know a lot of people don't like it. You know, they like the stubby, the M12 stubby, but this thing, it's relatively light and it packs a huge punch for its size. So I'm a huge fan of it. So definitely, and I think you can get these pretty cheap now. I want to say like right around $200 for the body, and then if you have batteries already, man, I highly recommend this. The full size one's a lot bigger. But this thing though, it seems to be the perfect size for a 1/2 inch impact anyway for me. And then I think this is the CTR 717G for green. The snap-on long neck 1/4 inch. Great tool. You know, this is my most used. I think I said it in the video last week. This is my most used ratchet. I use this more than any other one. The speed is probably one of the faster ones. You know, it's got decent power, good battery life, nothing in it. I even got the older battery on it. Good battery life. Really, the only thing I don't like about it is the older ones had the brake, the older style 1/4 inch, but now no brake. So it's like a Milwaukee. Just keeps spinning. Anyway, I pretty much recommend all of these. This is a good group of tools right here. I definitely like the long neck better than the short one. The short one's fine, but this is definitely more useful. Anyway, well, let's throw all this stuff over here and get to this week's, which, as you can tell by the title, is going to be a lot of snap-on stuff this week. So the first snap-on All-Stars, as I'm calling it, to me is this 3/8 flex head, and it's the shorter one. It's the FHF80A, so it's pretty much standard length flex head with a comfort grip. This has always been my go-to. I use this one more than any other 3/8 ratchet. You know, I do have the longer one also, but this one just seems to have just the right amount of leverage, and unless it's just a really stuck bolt, this is my go-to. But we're gonna be just using the crap out of this week. I'm gonna use it in every situation, whether normally I would use a 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch. I'm gonna try this out and see where its limitations are. Next up, pretty much the last set of combination wrenches you'd ever have to buy. I mean, obviously you may need some more sizes, but when you get the Snap-on Flank Drive Plus wrenches, you know, I think these are the absolute best wrenches on the market. I don't think anyone can touch them. I've had most of these for, I want to say, over 10 years now. I don't remember how, it may have been, yeah, around 10 years, and the only one that ever messed up was this one, and that's because I did something stupid with it. But, you know, everybody else's ratchets. Ooh, I'm gonna knock on Icon for a minute. Let's see if he has them here. I doubt. Oh yeah, there we go. Let's grab a 15. So, guy that works for me has these Icons with the, I guess they're also Carlisle, whatever. But he was taking, what was it, brake line or something? No, it was a sensor. It was a sensor on that head. He was trying to pull it off with this, and it was butchering it all to pieces. You know, pulled out the Snap-on, and it just took it right off. You know, didn't round anything off. Now, this is the open end doesn't spread. It's thin, so you can tell the difference here. Like, that head on that Icon is a good bit thicker than the head on the Snap-on, and it's also a lot wider right here. You can tell they were trying to copy them. I wonder who copied who, you know? But that stuff's junk. Those Icon wrenches are just junk. I wouldn't waste your money on them. You know, just get you, you know, they're expensive, I understand, but you only have to buy it once. Once you've got it, you don't have to worry about it anymore. And you're probably never going to break one unless you try to do something you shouldn't do with it. So, but anyway, we're going to be beating the absolute snot out of these this week. Like I said, 10 years. The only one I broke was the 10, and that was being dumb. And next up, another thing Snap-on does extremely well. That's not Snap-on. Let's just throw that somewhere else because that's a piece of junk. But there's especially their chrome sockets. Like, these are actually the Flank Drive Extra. You gotta get all these trademarks right. Flank Drive Extra. Haven't really used these much. I always use the regular Flank Drive. But this week, I'm gonna take the regular Flank Drives out of my roll cart and throw these in there and match them up with this ratchet, and this is going to be what I'm going to use for sockets this week. I'm going to beat the snot out of them. I can't really say a lot about these. I know that the regular Flank Drives are amazing. The only way you're going to break one is if you do something stupid like put it on an impact, or try to take something off that's just way too tight at an angle where the socket's like half on, half off. But try these out this week. So these are the 3/8 metric Flank Drive Extra. So we'll throw these over here. And last but definitely not least, the CT761. I think it's AG. G's for green, but the rest of it CT761. You know, this guy's getting its last, like, I guess you would call it farewell tour, because I'm sure the new brushless one will be coming out any week now. So I figured I would give it still looks so new. I've had the boot on it. It still looks really nice. I've had it for I had another one. I had the original one before they updated it, but I had it for years and then traded in on this one. Just 3/8, 14.4 volt impact. Good little tool. It's so light. That's what just, I guess everybody misses the point. Everybody says, oh, well, the stubby has more power. Well, yeah, but it's a lot heavier too. You know, this guy's light. Unless you're trying to take tires off or something, you know, this little thing will do just about everything under the hood you need it to do. So, gonna be, you know, I use a mixture of the stubby, the mid torque, but this week I'm gonna use this in every single job. And the only way I'll swap something else is if this just can't do it. And we'll see where the limits are on this tool. I'm sure it's going to perform perfectly. But anyway, I've rambled too long. These are going to be the tools this week. Flank drive extra, sockets, greatest wrenches ever made. The flex head 3/8 and the CT761 impact. But till next week, well, it will be next week we'll find out the results of this. I'm gonna make another video tomorrow because give y'all a sneak peek. I'm gonna be rearranging this box because I'm starting to really run out of room, and you know, I've got like all these little gaps, and I'm gonna try to figure out a way to compress this stuff down some. I actually opened up a whole drawer over here, except for this. I'm gonna move that somewhere else. So starting tomorrow, I'm gonna make I guess we'll call it a mini series of rearranging these two boxes and trying to figure out ways to make some more space, because I've got I still have a lot of stuff just laying up here. Anyway, till then, I'll talk to you guys later.